So here we are at the homepage for the intelligencenews.com, and in this video I want to go ahead and log into the system and show you how to go ahead and make a posting in either the left hand or the center column over here on the front page. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my username and password, and since I'm on a home computer I'm going to tell it to remember me so that it'll keep me logged in here. After I log in, all of this stuff in the background is going to become visible. But since I have an administrative account, it's going to take me directly into the administrative dashboard. Will not happen unless you have an administrative account. Any other accounts will remain just in the front portion of the website, and also unless they happen to be an administrator, they won't get the WordPress admin bar up here either. So I'm going to come over here to posts and click on that so I can just go ahead and take a look and see all the posts we have here. We've got several. I got 3 example postings that I have right here, and then the rest of these are imports from the original site. And so I'm just going to go ahead and create a quick test posting here. This is where I would put the content or some type of a description maybe. Now, as far as the format goes, I can leave that standard. And sidebar options, I would advise that you put a right sidebar on there so that it looks consistent throughout the site, but you don't necessarily have to. So, but it would be advisable to go ahead and put the right sidebar there, and you can just go ahead and use either sidebar 1 or 2, whichever one you want. Either one would be fine. Sidebar 1 is the RSS feed that you see out front, and sidebar 2 is the login information and Facebook feed. So sidebar 2 would probably be the more appropriate one, but you could also use sidebar 1 too, either one. Post thumbnail type, you probably won't have to use this. You'll probably just go ahead and set a featured image, which is the default WordPress. This right here is Pinpoint, which is the framework we have over WordPress. And this allows you to do is this allows you to set a featured image, and then you can choose whether you want an image, a video, or a slider to come up for the thumbnail. And the thumbnail is, I'm going to let this load here real quick, that's this image right here, this small little tiny image that you see in these, that's going to appear in these lists. The full image is what you see when you actually go into the posting here on the site. Now here we have the full image, but right up here, this would be considered the thumbnail image. So if I wanted to have a different featured image, so I'd have a certain image come up on the inside, but I wanted a different, let's say I wanted a video to show up for the thumbnail, I could do that here by going ahead and stating that there. And that's going to go ahead and put that thumbnail in there. Generally speaking, you're not going to have to set this. You're just going to set the featured image, which I will do before we're done here. But I just wanted to go over what this is, because right below that is thumbnail link options. And this is the thing that you're going to be most interested in. And to set this, you do not have to set this. Okay, just to let you know, you can go right past thumbnail options, completely ignore it, just set the featured image. You don't have to worry about anything at all. Thumbnail link options, if this isn't set, it will automatically work for this, is what it will do. And you have several choices here, and based on what your choice is, as you can see, the meta boxes below will go ahead and change based on what you're doing. First of all, and when I say what the post thumbnail link is, that is this, not only this title right here, but the image, if there's one as well. And if there's not an image, then still, nonetheless, it goes ahead and it sets what this link is. If you do not set this, it will automatically just go to the internal post, is what it will do. Just like where it just defaults to WordPress's standard, I'm going to go to the internal post. That's all it does. Now, if you set this, though, that will go ahead and change. That will go ahead and change what you do. The default's to link to item, which is this right here. But if I set this to link to URL, then I can set it to link to an external URL. And for instance, that's what I've done with this posting right here. If you see as I hover, it's going to the Washington Post. And that's because I've linked to the URL and I've put the Washington Post address right in here. I just copied and pasted the URL directly from the address bar. That's all I have to do. I don't have to do anything else. And I have the choice just to link, which it will, when a person clicks on it, then it will just go to that site. Or I can tell it to link in a new window. When they click on it, it will open up a new tab and then go ahead and go to that site. You can also lightbox to the thumbnail image, which is it will take, and when you click on that, it will bring out a larger version of the featured image. So if this was like just an image post, and when people came over here and they clicked on this, you just wanted a full size image of that to pop up, you could set that here. I don't know. I don't see where you would probably want to do that in this system per se, but you could set that here. So lightbox to image, select below. You can select which image you want to do instead of the thumbnail image. You can go ahead and manually select an image for it to lightbox to. So you can have one type of thumbnail. You can have one image thumbnailing, and then you can actually have it when they click on that, another image come up in that lightbox. So it's very versatile in what you can do here with these links. And the last choice, of course, which you might find useful, is lightbox to video. You can go ahead and place any standard, let's say I was going to go ahead and go to YouTube and I wanted to embed a video is what I wanted to do. Say I'm going to embed something from Gordon Ramsay. There we go. Beef tacos with wasabi mayonnaise. That sounds pretty good, actually. So I'm just going to go ahead and actually take this right up here and just put this right in here. And that is all I would have to do. So that then when a person clicked on this, the video would come up in a lightbox. This will work with both YouTube and Vimeo videos. Okay, they're only supported YouTube and Vimeo, so they don't support any other type of video whatsoever. It's just links in from YouTube and Vimeo that will go ahead and lightbox. And so this gives you quite a bit of fine-grained control over what's going to happen out here. Most of the time, you're going to use link to item or link to URL in a new window. Linking to the item will link to the internal item. And when you set the link to URL, like I have here in a new window, doesn't matter if they're hovering over the image or if they're hovering over the title. When they click on it, it will open it up here in a new tab and go directly to that site for them. So that's what you're going to be setting primarily. Either it will default to link to item, but if you don't want it to link to item, if you want it to go elsewhere, you want it to go ahead and you want it to, when people click on it, to go to an external site to open this up, then you're just going to come in here and click link to URL, new window, and then put whatever web address that is right in there. Oh, sorry, that was the YouTube video. But okay, so once we're done with that, let's say I'm going to go ahead and link to a new window. I'm going to go ahead and link to this one right here. Now that I'm done with that, there isn't really a whole lot down here that I need to do. I could choose to hide the item title. I can hide the item details bar, which is this area right up here that has this information. I could use the thumbnail content. Uncheck this box if you want to select different media for the main detail display. Meaning that if I've got a thumbnail and maybe a featured image in there, but when people open this up, I want this image to be different. I can set that here. And I can set that to be an image, a video, or a slider. So this doesn't necessarily have to be a static image. It can be a video. It could be a slider with several images in it. So it gives you a lot of flexibility over what you're going to post in there. Generally speaking, this is going to be set to none, and usually people, generally speaking, will use whatever the featured image is in there, but you don't have to with the system. Like I said, it's a very nice point-and-click system. Gives you a lot of fine-grained control over what you're going to do with it, but you don't have to, even though I'm showing you all of these one by one, you don't have to, most of these you don't have to set. You can just leave them the way they are. Include author info, include social sharing, and include related articles. You will find all of these down here below the actual article itself. And you will see here we have about the author, and there are no related articles to this one, or they would be showing up right down under here. And then we have all of our social share buttons. These, by the way, will not show up for people that are not logged in. So when people go and they view the featured article, those will not, just to let you know, those will not actually show up. So for them, if they're not logged in, they'll only show up for people that logged in. There's the reason that we did this because there's links in there that could link people into other portions of the site, possibly get around the security measures. So we had to go ahead and remove those for people that weren't logged out. It looks fine. It doesn't damage the layout or anything. We went ahead and hid them so that everything collapses and it still formats really nicely. Okay, so I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go ahead and click and set a featured image. I could upload one from my computer if I wanted to, or I can just get one that we have here in the media library. I'm just going to go ahead and select that image as an example. Right after I select that image, right here where it says require membership, if this is going to be a featured article, do not check either one of these, or it will not show up here. But if it's not going to be a featured article, be sure to check both of those. This will prevent anybody from being able to access it if they should go to this URL directly into your site. If they're not, if they don't have a membership, they still won't be allowed to access that. And so you want to go ahead and click both of those right there just to make sure. Now up here in categories, you're going to see we have left column featured, and middle column featured. These are deprecated and no longer used in the system. These were here for when we imported everything. You're going to see what we have here is homepage featured, and that is this. You don't do anything different with the post. If you want the post to show up here, all you have to do is click homepage featured. Homepage featured. And by the way, you don't have to go and uncheck the prior homepage featured. It will just always show whatever the latest one is right up there. So if I wanted that to show up there, I would do that. But if I don't, I want it to show up in this, I want it to show up over here in home, and I want it to show up over here in the left column. So if I want it to show over here in the left column, I just select homepage left. That's all I do. And now I'm done. So I'm going to go ahead and click publish. And then let's go ahead and take a look and see how it worked. So, all right. Our post is saved. And let's go ahead and refresh the page. Okay, so right above that, you see we have our test post, and you see it's in black because I did not set this color right here. But if I did want, let's say by the way that I did want test post to be a different color, come all the way down to the bottom, and you're going to see standard post, and you're going to see heading color. Made this very easy. Just scroll directly all the way down to the bottom. Click your color selector. They have several you can choose from here, or you can just go through and choose whatever color you like. I'm going to go ahead and choose a nice purple color. And I'm going to go ahead and click update. Okay. Refresh the page once again here. And now I've got a purple heading there instead. So very, very simple now. If I wanted that to come up over on the other side, per se, instead of coming up on the left, I would just tell it to go to the homepage middle. To go to the homepage middle. And in doing so, what that's going to do is that's going to take and switch this over, and it's going to put it over here in the middle now. There we are. All right. So very, very simple. If I don't want a post anymore, I would come over to all posts, for instance, take a look at the post that I don't want. And for instance, there could be here you're looking at thousands and thousands of posts that are already sitting in the system. So scrolling through them and finding one is virtually impossible. So what you want to do is you really want to get used to doing this is just go up there in the search portion, type in a word that you're looking for, and then click, and then just go ahead and hit enter or search, and then it's going to go ahead and filter a bunch of those out, and it's probably not going to, it's probably still going to give you a pretty decent list because there's quite a bit of postings in here, but it'll certainly narrow it down, that's for sure. I'm going to go ahead and send that to the trash. Is all I'm going to do. Send that test posting, and it's gone. I could have unpublished it if I didn't want to send it to the trash. But when I send it to the trash, it doesn't mean it's gone. It's still actually sitting in the trash, and I can restore it if I want to. Just come over here and click restore. And if I wanted to empty the trash, I'd just click empty trash, and then that will go ahead and empty that. And that is how you permanently delete an article. The latest articles will just show up on top, and the other articles will just go below. And that is the only thing you have to do to, for instance, to give these areas if you want to give a home page, you want to put something on the left side here, you want to put something on the middle side, you just give it a category. That's all you do. You just give it a category. You don't have to do anything else, and that will automatically take care of that. So that is how you create and edit posts in the system.